Hey, it's me, AP, aka Mr. Movie Cheer, and welcome back to another episode. And on this episode, I'm going to be discussing a few things that improved my relationship with watching movies. So, let's get to it. So, I'm going to just start this off by saying I don't think I've ever had a bad relationship with watching movies, and what I mean by this, I think it's just that I've enjoyed it more over the years, and I think these things that I've done differently in recent years have made me enjoy watching movies more and kind of, like I said, the title of this video improved the relationship for me watching movies. Made me more excited, more fond of watching movies, and just made it more of a really prominent hobby. One of my really big interests in watching films. So I think this is what I want to really get to with this video. So I think that one of the first reasons what has kind of improved the relationship has been recharging my collecting hobby. Now, if you're new to the channel, I basically got into. I've always collected DVDs, collected VHS as a kid. Always collected DVDs over the years, but more recently, I think it was like a year, or maybe a year and a half ago now, I started getting into Blu-ray and 4K for the very first time. I never got on the boat with Blu-ray initially, and got into 4K as well. Got a 4K TV, a 4K player, and this really recharged just overall my collecting hobby. I always collected, like I said, but this kind of gave me like a new energy to it because it was like I want to get the movies. Some movies upgraded. I want to pick up movies that I've never had on physical media before on Blu-ray and 4K. And it also kind of regenerated my interest in getting more DVDs as well. It's not that I'm just solely picking up them formats. I'm going to DVD as well still. And it kind of, like I said, it really reignited the interest for me of the collecting hobby. But again, that also, reignited the interest and kind of made the interest more positive for watching movies as well, because I'd be going in, go HMVs at the weekends, go on Amazon, go on eBay and looking for movies. But even at the weekends, I'm going around the local shops. HMV over here in the UK is a big media store for CDs, DVDs, movies, vinyl. And I love just going in that shop at the weekend. And even if I don't pick up any movies, I love looking around, looking at the artwork, look at movies that I've never seen before. I love looking at down, if you look like the Criterion aisle or some of the, the sort of like the limited edition movies, the movies that you kind of never hear of, like just really unique, unknown films. And I love just looking at the artwork and finding films and being like, hey, this might be something I quite like. And that really interests me because it then sparks the idea, what I want to go and find this movie, maybe watch it first, stream it, and then maybe pick it up on physical. And then that again brings that sort of energy of wanting to watch more movies. And that's really come from recharging that collecting hobby. And like I said, it gives you more ideas for more movies you want to watch. I love watching new films now, and I don't mean like new films that have just come out. I mean just new films I've never watched before. So that really has doing that, recharging that collecting hobby, has improved me wanting to watch more films and improve my relationship with watching movies as well. So scheduling scheduling a film. What I mean by this is you don't have to be like dead precise. I want to watch it at 3 minutes past 4 on a Friday, but I do like to do. I've always been a person who does regular daily lists of things where I have to tick off the list, and it just, I feel more coordinated. I feel better about the day. I feel like I know what I'm doing with planning things. So I do like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, well, all days of the week. I do list things what I want to do, for exercise, work, creative projects, reading a book. And I do the same with movies. And I liken this now to, I'm a big fan of like watching wrestling and watching the football. And if I'm watching the football or if I'm watching wrestling, I kind of watch it at a certain time and I'll schedule it in. And I do the exact same thing with watching a movie. Like watching the football, say it's on a Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock or whatever, and then I'm watching the football then. And I do kind of do the same with a movie, not to the time more so, but I'll schedule it in. Say I want to watch a certain film. I've been watching a few different DiCaprio movies recently, and I've been very particular about like saying, Saturday I want to watch this film, and it's not making it an event so much, but it's also I feel like it does kind of like it make it a mini event, I suppose, in a way, because you kind of like you say you're going to watch this movie on that day, and it kind of does build up the excitement as well, which I think is a good thing for watching movies at home. You're scheduling in that movie and you're looking forward to it a bit more. You're a bit more like, well, you know what, today I'm watching this film. And it takes away as well that element of having to search for a movie, whether it be in a physical collection or on streaming. You're not doing that. You know ahead of time what movie you're going to do. That's the way I do it anyway. Yeah, I suppose you can do it any way you want. But for me, it's about scheduling a movie. Say I'm going to watch this movie on this day and then enjoy it. And I'm doing it today. I've got a movie scheduled in for later on today. And I enjoy that because it kind of, like I said, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm going to watch. I'm not then thinking, oh, I don't know what I want to watch a film, but I don't have a clue what I'm going to watch and spend 20 minutes looking for a film. So I do schedule it in, and I find this is better for me, and then I enjoy movies more because I get that really bit of build up, the excitement beforehand, and then the pleasure of watching the movie as well. I think the viewing environment is a big factor of improving a relationship with watching films, so improving, your fondness of watching movies. And for me, definitely that has happened over the past couple of years with watching movies at home, in creating a space. And this doesn't have to be a massive dedicated room. It can be a small space. I'm in a small space here. This is a very small, very narrow room. But I've got the 4K TV. Back in the last year, in the sales, I got a really nice comfy chair, which has got a really nice long back, and it's great for my neck and my back. And it's just so comfy. I've got a little footstool as well, so I can get really chilled in here. Nice little cover you can see behind me if you're watching the video. And I think that's one thing about creating a comfortable space for watching movies makes the viewing experience so much nicer. If you're in an environment where I've done it in the past where I used to watch it on the computer. I used to be on this computer screen. I mean, I've got different viewing, different TVs around the house, so it's not the exclusive place for watching movies. But I'd say about 90% of the movies I've watched down here in this particular room. But I used to watch them on like laptops and stuff over the years when I didn't have the 4K TV. I'd watch some films on laptops, some on the computer, and it worked. But to be honest here, I enjoy it a lot more now, having a dedicated spot. It's comfortable. I like to, it gets really cozy for me. When I watch a film, I like to get cozy, get comfortable. It's about shutting the curtains. I got some curtains put in here as well recently, and it's like close the curtains, black out the room like you kind of at the cinema. Get a drink, a nice coffee or a can of Coke, or a can of Dr. Pepper for me, to be fair. And yeah, just chill out and watch the movie. And it's creating that comfortable space. The viewing environment, I think, is a big factor in enjoying your movies more so. And I think as well, talking about the viewing environment, not just having a nice, picturesque, comfy place, but also the viewing environment I think about as well is phones. Having the phone switched off. I'm guilty of being on my phone way too much. I try and spend less time, and it's something I'm really conscious of these days because I don't like the idea of just being like zoned in on the phone too much. But I do find it sometimes as well in the movie room. If I feel like I'm getting that urge to grab the phone and look at a message or go on a website, I can't. With my plan now with movies, and what I do is I kind of like take a photo beforehand of what I'm going to do if I'm going to post something on social media. But then the phone goes away, and it's like, even if I stop the movie halfway through to go to the loo or grab a drink, it's not to go on the phone. It's kind of phone, majority of the time it goes on either airplane mode or it's just set to an area set aside where I'm not going to go for it. And I think it's just being intentional with that idea that I'm not going to go on the phone, because you can be watching a movie then and just looking on your phone, scrolling, and you're not really paying attention. And I feel like it's putting your all into watching a movie to really get the most enjoyment out of a film. So that's what I talk about when I talk about the viewing environment. I think there's two factors: creating a comfy environment, also keep creating an environment as well for yourself where you're not getting distracted by other things like phones. So what I really do think has really made me enjoy watching movies more is watching more new movies each year. And I don't mean new films that have come out, I mean just films I've never watched before. And I do a list every year now. I've done it for the past couple of years. I don't do a letterboxd or anything. I know people do it this way. I just have a list on my phone. I write down what film I've watched. I give it a 3-star rating out of 3 stars, basically. And I just write a little tiny bit of text of what I thought about that movie. And I number it now as well each and every year, so I know how many I've watched. And each year now, I've kind of watched more and more each year, and I feel like it's like a little competition with myself. And I really enjoy that. It's like, this year I've got to break. It's like I've got to break the movie cheer record of how many movies I'm watching in a single year, each and every year, and it gamifies it a bit, but it also makes it more fun as well. So that viewing, it's like, yeah, I want to watch another movie this weekend because I want to try and keep up the record and try and beat the record from last year. So for me, again, it's a small, silly little thing. Maybe it's not for everyone doing this. Some people maybe just want to enjoy the movie, don't want to keep record. That's fine. I like it as well because I find it really helpful when someone will say to me, "What have you watched recently?" And sometimes my brain just goes a blank and I can't remember what I've watched. And I go, bring out the list, and I'm like, "Yes, I've watched this. What did I think of it?" And I'm like, I did think of that. I enjoyed that part. I like that character. I put that in, and especially when you're doing videos come the end of the year, when I do like top 10 lists and stuff like that, it makes it so much easier to go about. But I think gamifying things and trying to beat your own record is really fun. And I suppose you could do this with other people as well if you really want to. It's, the opportunities of what you want to do with this list sort of thing is endless, guys. Another big one, I think, for me, which has improved my relationship with watching movies, is the power of community. And what I mean about this is sharing your experiences on social media, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, Instagram. I found it more recently. I've been doing little mini challenges monthly where I've been posting a lot more on TikTok and Instagram, and doing a few YouTube shorts as well. And I really enjoy just sharing a bit of the movies I've been watching. And it's just been great to hear. Then especially I found on TikTok more recently, there's a lot of people who have been commenting on different movies I've watched and hearing different people's verdicts on movies that maybe I've enjoyed, they don't like, but just hear, not every person is going to like the same movie as yourself, and it doesn't offend me if someone says I didn't like this because of this. As long as they got a genuine point of view, I'm happy to have that conversation because I think that's what makes film really interesting to me. And I've really enjoyed that with the likes of TikTok and Instagram, just sharing your experiences, and with the YouTube channel as well over the years, getting in and hearing different people's opinions, going on live streams, watching other people's videos as well. I really enjoy that. I do that a lot of the weekends. Like, I'll just throw a bunch of YouTube channels on, the latest videos that I missed over the week, and I'll play I'll have Football Manager running, and I'll have it on like a podcast in the background, listening to different people's YouTube channels. And I really enjoy that because you hear about movies that you've never heard of before. You hear different people's verdicts, and opinions on movies, which I enjoy hearing, and it's fun. It's just fun, and I think the watching other channels, getting involved in communities is a big factor of why I enjoy it more and more so. And I think with any community, any hobby, there is always a community out there, especially with YouTube. It's just finding your niche, finding your people who you can connect with and talk about films. And once you get that nice little circle of people around you, it's really fun, I think, guys. So that is another thing that has really improved my experience with watching movies over the past few years. So I just want to do a bit of a roundup on this topic, guys. So, like I said, I don't feel like watching movies for me has ever been a chore, it's never been anything negative, but I do feel like over the years, with these different things that I've been doing, it has improved that relationship with watching movies, my enjoyment with watching movies more so. I think recharging the hobby of collecting has been recently a big factor. I think doing the movie watch list and trying to beat the record every year. And I really do think the change in the environment in the movie room here of of getting a new TV, a new setup, making it more comfortable in here, for myself anyway, has been a big factor of why I enjoy watching movies a lot more now. I feel comfortable, I feel relaxed, and I really do. It's like it's an absolute pleasure to watch a film in here now, which is really nice. And I think just creating a perfect environment. This environment may not be perfect for you, but you've got to create your own, haven't you? You've got to have an idea of what you want, create that environment, and make something that works for you, for your watching movies. And yeah, I think everyone's different and everyone's going to have different opinions on this, but yeah, these are my kind of big ones, I would say, in regards to this topic. So that's it for another episode, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic, guys. What are some factors that maybe have improved your relationship with watching movies over the years? Has it been maybe creating a new environment for watching your films in your movie room, or collecting more films, or maybe you stream movies more so, and there's a factor of that involved in it? Let me know all your thoughts on the topics that I've mentioned in here, and let me know some of your views on this and what's improved your relationship over the years with watching movies. Yeah, it's been a really fun episode. Thank you very much for watching this episode, ladies and gents. Remember to spread a bit of movie cheer, and as always, I will see you next time.